Hey guys, well, we are finally up in the woods. We have got a pond 70 yards to the east of us. This is a tree stand we just put in a couple of days ago with the tractor, and we utilize that tractor because of deer and other wildlife are so accustomed to those tractors that they don't even think anything of it danger-wise. But this is a T intersection, and we've been monitoring our trail cameras. We've got a lot of great looking Nixa hardware food plots for those brassica blends, buck salad, and deer pot mix, and others. But the deer, they seem like they're definitely hitting the acorns. There's been a huge crop of those this year, and those deer absolutely hammer those hard mass while they're there. But I want to do a quick little video in regards to hunting October and the strategies that I use. So if you're not seeing deer on green, such as your soybeans and your food plots in other crop fields that you'd be hunting over, then definitely be looking for your hard mass, such as your acorns, whether that's red or white. I mean, it's just a crazy amount. As I was walking through here to the stand this evening, there was just hundreds of them on the ground. And I know there's a lot of deer in this area, and we've got a lot of oaks in this on this piece of property. So don't get too frustrated if you're not seeing your deer or your food plots. Just transition a little bit further back in those woods, find those acorn trees. I think you'll find yourself pretty good in a pretty good situation. Now, moving on to the middle of October, one of my big strategies that I use is I start transitioning back into where those mock scrapes are, whether that's a field edge in the evening time or in the woods or wherever they might be, and use your past surveillance, whether it's public or private ground. These bucks are a creature of habit. They're going to continue to use those same paths and same patterns if they haven't been highly pressured, and it really will work out very well. Now, one strategy I do absolutely love using is right after a rain in that October, that mid-October into the latter part of October. That is when I will start hunting those mock scrapes. That rain will take all that scent away. Those bucks want to get right back in there, check those scrapes, make sure that they're still the dominant buck, or they understand that there's other deer in the area, and as their testosterone continues to climb, they'll get more and more aggressive and more active. And then the latter part of October, if you start looking at the last couple weeks or the last week of October into that Halloween time period, that's when you're going to start really seeing a lot of those bucks start getting up and moving more and more. So at that point in time, if you're going to start hunting mornings, I'd definitely be getting pretty close to that bedding area or those bedding areas, so you can catch those mature bucks moving in and out of there and start catching quite a bit of great action. And then in the evening time, I'm still going to be hunting pretty close to that food sources where those does are utilizing those areas. Again, we absolutely love using those Tacticam cellular trail cameras. We're non-intrusive, but remember, those things only show you some of the picture. We've had numerous hunts where we know deer are in those food plots on a daily basis, but we've had, I had my daughter a couple weeks ago, and those deer did not come through an area where they actually were on camera, but they were within 35 yards of us. So just keep at it. It's a great time to get out there in God's creation. So I think that pretty much wraps up in regards to the October hunt. So we're gonna go ahead and get quiet. We got the old Zonix rolling with the Matthews, ready to rock and roll. So we're gonna see what happens this evening. Maybe we catch one of these mature bucks moving through this area, or maybe a couple does that we can harvest. So we'll get quiet and take you guys along for a hunt. wraps it up here for this hunt. We had quite a bit of activity doe wise, but there was only three of those deer, probably seven or eight, that actually came up through this uh, area. They were real spooky, but the two little fawns worked their way right up through here, and then the one mature doe come through. I thought it was pretty interesting. That doe got right up there where I had put that trail camera, looked up that tree, and saw that trail camera. And I thought that was kind of unique. Nothing that the trail camera did wrong, but it just goes to show you that when you walk in, your scent does matter in regards to what you have on your shoes. And again, this is the very first day that trail camera's been in there. As we came in and hunted, I went ahead and put that trail camera in here. So just goes to show you, take your scent control serious, especially entry, exit, and during your hunt. Make sure your winds and thermals are rock solid. But overall, I was pleased with the seedman's hunt. Got to see some action. They worked into that pond as I expected before they came in through here, and then started just transitioning for the deer that did come through, working through here and eating and enjoying some acorns, and then as they transition out into the big open field. So I'm really looking forward to this stand location. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this hunt. Remember, acorns, if you're not seeing them on green, early October, and then mock scrapes middle, and then working your way into that pre-rut in regards to getting a little closer in the bedding in the morning, and then hunting that evening source or food source in the evening time. So again, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Like always, hopefully you guys are getting out there in nature. Best luck on your upcoming hunt.